Hey, eighth graders, it's Mrs. McDermott again. I'm coming to you live from my house. I'm wearing my pajamas. My kids might bust in here. My dog might come in here. I'm in the office, so this is where she poops. But anyway, I want to talk to you a little bit about IXL. So you are going to get a grade for vocabulary, grammar, reading, and writing using IXL. So some of you have used this before for English. Some of you have not. Some of you have done it for math. There's just lots of, that's my dog. So there's lots of different ways or times that you might have used it. We're going to use it this year for grammar. Okay, so we are going to be giving each student a grade for completing their diagnostic on Wednesday next week. Okay, so this is just the diagnostic. Now, we told you to start the diagnostic last week in class and at home. Some of you did that. Some of you are done with the diagnostic and you'll get your points. Some of you haven't even started it, even though you were in class with me and had time to do it. So I'm a little confused about that. I don't know if Miss Jonas or Mrs. Bottomler's kids did the same thing, but that was really happening. Sorry, my dog's chewing on books. Okay, so this is going to happen on Wednesday. So that means you need to get your diagnostic done before Wednesday. All right. There are 8 points possible for this diagnostic. If you do not have scores on Wednesday, you will receive a 0 and it will remain a 0. Okay. We have kids here, home, sometimes here, sometimes at home, and we cannot constantly be chasing after points and going after points. So once we assign it, we'll give you a few days to get it done, and then if it's not done, we just got to call it a day and move on to the next task, okay? So there's no late work accepted for IXL, unless there is excused absences and or something like that. So we'll talk about that later in the presentation. So let's get going. All right, so you can tell if you have completed your IXL diagnostic or not by going to IXL, which you will see the directions for in the lesson notebook. Okay, but you'll go to IXL and you will be able to see your kind of overview of your diagnostic. This is a completed student diagnostic. Okay, you can see that all 4 calendar. Why do I say that all the time? When I tried to make this the first time, I did the same thing. Okay, whatever. I'm going to keep going. Okay, so all 4 colors are there, and this color is lavender. It's not a colander. Okay, so this, you see lavender is for reading strategies, limey is for vocabulary, this lovely melon color is not melancholy, it's a melon color, and it's a writing strategy, and then you have this beautiful ocean blue, which is grammar and mechanics, okay? Because all 4 colors are represented on this grid, and because there's a score for each part of the diagnostic, this student is going to earn 8 out of 8, okay? So you get 2 points for each color on your grid. So we're not grading by scores or how well you did. We are grading to see that you have answered enough questions to complete the diagnostic. That's it, okay? All right, so this is a student who has not yet started IXL. So if your diagnostic looks like this, you have not yet logged in, you have not stepped into the arena, you haven't done what you need to do, okay? No colors are present. This student will earn 0 points. That was my dog who sneezed. Okay. This student has some work to do. Has the student started? Well, yes, this student has, okay? This student has a little limey here, a good vocabulary score going, but hasn't answered any questions about reading strategies, writing strategies, or grammar and mechanics. So this student needs to keep going. The student's going to have to put some time in, probably 30 minutes. Now, whether you do that all at one time or whether you do 15 minutes on a Thursday and 15 minutes on a Friday or whatever, Just you need to know that you will not be done unless you get all 4 colors done. Okay? So you need all of the rays to show up. Okay, this student would get 2 out of 8 points, okay, because there's 1 ray shown. Now, after your diagnosis is complete, after you've seen all 4 colors, you will get your score for the diagnosis, and then we will talk about every week having a weekly IXL assignment. So your teachers will assign you and all the 8th graders the same task to do or the same lessons to do. So it might be this week is vocabulary, this week is roots, or whatever it is, and you will be working on that for your points in the grade book. Okay. We will give you time to do this on Thursdays and Fridays every week, depending on when you're doing at-home learning. So day A's will be working for IXL on Fridays because that's when you'll be home. Day B's will be working on IXL for points on Thursdays, and DLA will be working for IXL points on Fridays. Okay, so that's when everybody's going to work, and everything is going to be due then. I mean, we can say, yep, it's due on that Friday night at 11:59. Okay, now points will be entered into the grade book on the Wednesdays following the Friday due date. Sorry. So you do get a little bit extra leeway, but that's it. Okay. So if your IXL points are not completed by that Wednesday, when we go to look at them, they will receive a 0 and they will remain a 0. There will be no late scores entered again unless absences are excused by the office. You're sick, maybe you had COVID, maybe I don't know what's happening. You have the flu, a really horrible sinus infection. I don't know what's happening, but if it's excused from the office, you can make an arrangement with us and get a little bit of extra time. But otherwise, if you think of it as I got to do this by Friday, right? There's no excuse why you would need longer than Wednesday to get it done if it was done on Friday. Okay. This is a weekly score, so you have to complete it weekly. We can't go back and chase and chase and chase after scores. We have way too many students. Okay. And they're all over the place. So here is how your IXL scores will be graded. It's the same that math classes are using. So as you're working, you can work to get the score that you want. So you can work and check your SMART score, and you can see if you're okay with taking a 7 out of 8, getting a 7 to 79 on that week's assignment. Fine, stop. Take your 7 out of 8, you're done. If you want your 8 out of 8, you'll just have to keep working and doing it until you get an 80 out of 100. Okay, most of the time to get about an 80 out of 100, you'll have to work around 20 minutes. Okay, so carve out 20 minutes of time, either Thursday or Friday when you're at home, or if you want to, whenever, you just get it done and get the score that you want. So work for that score. Okay. So we are going to put your diagnostic scores in on Wednesday. So it needs to be done by Wednesday. And then next week, we're going to assign the first IXL task or assignments, okay? And then you will start getting that weekly IXL score. Are there any questions? Too bad I can't answer them because I'm just a video. Okay, but you can ask your teachers in class and we will help you. So move on with the lesson today. You've watched your video. Take a look at the anchor charts and then you'll see how to complete the rest of your diagnostic. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you.